Hopefully not in a negative way, but okay. Don't see that much moving. It could be Frank, you know. It's had a little bit of a run, so why not? You know, we want it to keep popping, of course, but at some point it pulls back, and the longer it goes without pulling back, usually the bigger the pullback or the longer period of going nowhere. So we'll see. Anyway, this thing was on the active list here. It's really not, well, I guess, I mean, it's kind of deceiving as I'm looking at the chart, but 27 to 29 for $20 stock, I guess that's a decent, you know, move that's going on there. But this is back up to the range. It looks more of something that could pull back, but it's not ready yet. But I'm going to put it on one of my thumbnails and just keep an eye on it with a bunch of other things, see what it does. So let's see here. S&Ps stalled out, tried to move up, right back in. So a little upside shake out there, which opens up the question. Good morning. Okay, so this is what happens at this point. I always lose track of this stuff. Wow, two different computers, of course. So, got that support. They buy it and push back up again? Or does it go sideways for a half hour or an hour and then down into the hole, the void? We'll be aware of, I didn't draw that straight, but you know what I mean. That's a reference point. We really need to see this thing ideally hold up in here. It just broke out. So I know it's up from here on the reversal and then the down day and then up and up. So we really don't want to see it pull back too much. We want to see it hold up and build support and continue to push higher. Okay. And Qs, pretty much the same. They're closer to this resistance. So I would like, if I could follow my script, that it just holds here and pushes up above here, and we get the yay, new all-time highs in the NASDAQ, and then we get some type of pullback, consolidation, whatever it might be. But you know, this is nice price action now. The consolidation was whippy, of course. You know, we were sitting through it. You know, sometimes you look at charts and you just look at something and, you know, it's like, all right, I see the bottoming tail and, you know, the red bottoming tail ignored in the reversal, and there was the buy and all that. But when you're sitting in it in the moment and day to day experiencing the sell-off and then the rally and so on, it's not so easy. You know, you got to keep in perspective the big picture. Otherwise, you know, it kind of can make you start pressing buttons like an idiot and get chopped up. Dow continues to lag, and that came in like the S&Ps did, pop up and back down. So can it hold here? And of course, can it get through that high? We wait and see. And we've got a lot of that on many mornings of late of saying, let's just wait at least 5 minutes and probably 30 minutes to let things shake out to see what's going to happen. Bonds are up a little bit here, no biggie, back down, well, eyeballing about halfway of the the move down from which it went up, give or take. And you got some overlapping bars right there. So there's some support there intraday. Something in there like that. Looking over to the left. And when it's coming up to this resistance, just another pattern that suggests not much of anything's going to happen, but we'll see if this can get going at all. Oil continuing to go down, and some of these oil stocks, they're probably, I mentioned at the end of the day, right at the close, some of them look okay for bear call spreads. I don't think they're going to go back up, not in the short term anyway, so we'll see what we can find. Gold just, again, continues to be a zero. And that Twitter, excuse me, the Twitter actually being added to the S&P 500. So I gave that one up a little early, but it was a nice trade. It's up nicely here, almost to 40 bucks. If any of you held on to it, congratulations. Now the news is out. Probably others knew. Remember when I said when this, right in this area here, I said somebody likes this a lot. Somebody's buying it. And even though it had, came down and whipped around, they just kept coming for it. And this is why. But nobody's supposed to have known that it was going to be added, right? And what else? Oh, this was downgraded today after it took a hit. All right, so where is it at? Below 60 bucks. Actually could be a gap reversal. We'll have to see. It's in a downtrend. So I don't know. It's not ready yet. So this is what we would consider a novice gap, because it moved down, accelerated down, and now it's gapping lower. But I will see what this does here. It's got to shape up and begin to form a buy setup on the 5-minute. Otherwise, no interest for buying it for a day trade. RCL, is it on the list here? Well, I'll take a look at it. Royal Caribbean. I don't know. It's another one of these bottoming patterns. Dan, it's garbage. Gapping down here. I guess he's thinking a bear call spread. It's got room. So where is it? $104. I don't know. Have to see, when it gaps down there. Close the gap. So the thing here is that it's gapping below the base, right? It's gapping down below this base here. So how do you play that? It's bearish. Oh, I never, you never want to just short away from any resistance unless it's just so obvious, which means it has to have a shock pattern there. And what does that mean? If it's not near any resistance, it needs to create resistance. And ideally, what happens is you get a shock pattern. And so where it attempts to go up. Maybe it's gone sideways here and attempts to go up, and it rallies even to here, and it gets slammed right back down again, and it's going sideways, and then you can do it. So you need some information here if you're going to do that. I mean, as far as shorting the underlying, if there's a spread there that you can trade up above here, well, that's fine, you know, because it's all about the odds of it not going there. That's all. Not so much about getting an entry. Yeah. XLE, we talked about at the end of the day yesterday too. Actually, we looked at XOP, I believe it was. But a bear call spread on this? No, it's down. Oil's down. You know, if you can find something above here with a relatively short time to expiration, I think that makes sense. I think these stocks are going to need time to repair the damage. You know, so there's Halliburton. You can see the retest. So I look at something like this and I say, well, what's the ideal scenario? Could this go back above these highs in a week? And I'd say, hell no. Certainly could happen, but I'd say hell no. Could it go back above those highs in 2 weeks? Maybe. How much money can we get? And, you know, you come to a decision. If it's not worth it, then you just don't do it. If you said to me, well, you can get, you know, whatever, and he's going to have to hold it for 45 days, I'd say, not for me. Maybe it can work, but not for me. Not interested. And it could work, of course. All right. GE looks like short bait. Maybe JP Morgan's right. They say 11 bucks. So I'm putting it on my list. Sometimes these things are like just the easiest things in the world to short. Now this is already, you know, that fell sharply, and sometimes this is what you look for, right? With something like this, since it's already fallen. I know this has got 24-hour charts. So it's got this big void here. So I'm not so interested in that. It could bounce. But what if today, you know, this thing goes sideways into 1, 2 o'clock. And by then, you know, you've got the 20, you know, on my 5, I've got the 60. And by then, by 2 o'clock, those moving averages look like this over the top of prices. Mortgage the house. It's going down. You didn't hear that here. I'm just telling you that type of a pattern where it drops like that. And you'll see that on the 5-minute, the 200 on the 5-minute won't be flat. It'll now be pointing down because the downtrend is underway. And the picture that you're looking for is basically something like this, where the 20 MA on the 15-minute chart, which you see that on your 5, and the 20 MA on the 5-minute chart are like the railroad tracks, and prices are like there. And, you know, the void below is calling. And that sideways action that brought those moving averages together are those buyers hoping that their averaging down is going to save the day. And when they start to sell, it's going to be a waterfall. Okay. Snap has been doing good, amazingly. Bottoming pattern, but nice move up there. We'll be keeping an eye. A lot of times these things come right back down to the base, these bottoming type of patterns. And Apple, which we have, I don't know what's going on with this, came down obviously a lot, and now it's up pre-market and it's just whipping around. So clearly there's some uncertainty going on here, but overall the pattern is just so bullish. And, we got in it yesterday at the right spot. And now, actually, I can exactly where we got in it. You should remember, showed you the chart, was right there on that reversal. And then I said, sell half up here. And then lo and behold, amazingly, to my surprise, they come all the way back down here. And now it's pushing back up with Whippy. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's erratic. So we just have to sit with it. Why Tasty trades shorting it? That guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing, Dan. I'll tell you that right now. He may have a great technology and interesting stats, but he don't know what the hell he's doing. Who cares? He makes money. Not trading. And I'll let you take it, Dan. Starbucks doing nothing. That's in the news. This thing probably going to move sooner or later, one way or the other. Been responsible for a long time.
All right, awesome. Sound check, please. How's everyone doing today? All right, here we go. Let's do opens real quick because I do have a bunch of gapping trades to go over today. Okay, I'm there's really no reason to go through every one again. I'm just gonna, well here, I'm just gonna verbally say them. All right, Qs, we have a put spread and a directional. Intel put spread, CSX covered call, fine. Bib, half lot, S-fly. GE, we bailed yesterday. RTN, Condor, SPWR is weak. I don't think I need to go over anything here. Everything's fine. Everything we have, there's no adjustments necessary at all. So I'll come back to that if we have time, but I want to go through these gapping stocks first. This is not a gapping stock, but it's one we were watching yesterday, Visa and MasterCard. JD gapping up 38.91. Well, actually, this JD was one I answered an email on. Pre-market, but it's also gapping up. Nice wide range bar here on the daily following a breakdown failure. Kind of sloppy. It could be a put spread if we got juice on it. Any before I continue though, any questions on the opens? We'll come back to it, but I don't see any. We have zero problem children on our hands. Spiders on buy 75-ish. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, you mean, okay, it's trading pre-market right here at 275, so it's gapping up a dime. Are you talking about you just want a new bullish directional trade? That's possible, but it's up a little bit from last week's low, but it is breaking out and it's a bullish 15-minute. We'll keep an eye on it. Bullish weekly. Starbucks. The news today is the CEO resigning, and obviously. Oh, gotcha. On our ETF trader, yes, yeah, it's a go because we have the wider stop. Yeah. So see, that's why we always ask you, what are you thinking for your trading plan? Is it a day trade, swing, core? Is it an option trade, stock trade? So, the news here about their, racial problems and shutting down offices for training, and now the CEO's bailing. It looks like a bear call spread candidate. It's 56.60. Look, how many I keep it simple, support and resistance. How many football players are above and how many below? It's dwarfing the football players above, and it's below the declining 20, 50, and kind of flat 200. I'm going to put that one in a minder for a bear call credit spread. Race, that's our Ferrari. The daily's a mess, but can you tell me what I like on my screens here? What just jumps out at you? Hey, Dan, what's that animal in Africa that just jumps out at you like a leopard? Is that like a leopard? What jumps out at you like a leopard? Well, it's not, well, yeah, I like, the Dan's answer, what jumps out at me. I don't see a clear breakdown failure per se, it's slop. But what's jumping out at me like a leopard, and we got to think of a better animal. Look at that weekly. Wide range igniting to new highs. That 3-bar pullback was nicer, but then look, a gap down and bullish piercing into that. And if we close right here, it's a 1, 2, 3. This is what interests me, the weekly. So I'm going to put this as a, for starters, a bull put credit spread candidate. Twitter, Greg, S&P 100, and it's, there's no setup whatsoever to short it yet. But the further extended it gets, I'll be watching that. When the jet fuel evaporates, I'll be looking for an out of the money bear call credit spread. Actually, let me pull up my trading platform. I'm just curious what the implied volatility is now. Wow. Oh, no, wrong symbol. Back to Twitter. Implied, wow, it's still dead low. It's only 21. Okay, so many times when people are going crazy of greed, then just like a sell-off, the implied volatility spikes. And that's when we love our out-of-the-money bear call credit spreads. This ANET, one of you, maybe Sanjay, was talking about a bull put credit spread yesterday, and we said, yeah, we like it, 250, 240. It was gapping up a little bit today. I like this weekly. Look at this rounding bottom. Look, these are all buyers. All the stock for sale couldn't go lower. So that's strength. The 2 cruise ships, just like Coke and Pepsi and Home Depot and Lowe's. And, I always just look at the main competitor. So I don't know which one's dragging them down, but it doesn't matter to me. CCL 6076, very bearish gap down. I need to go to my weekly chart, 6056. That's a bearish gap down. It's now in a total defined downtrend on the weekly chart. So then your question is, do I have a price void? And it's kind of a big gap for this, big liquid stock, but definitely be keeping an eye on CCL. I already put RCL in a window, and it's finding some buyers here, but that could be a 30-minute low. CUK, CUK. Yeah, the train tracks. We love train tracks because it's just a visual sign of compelling trend. Rising 20 above the 50 with pretty even space in between is a very strong uptrend, and the reverse of the downtrend when the declining 20s under the declining 50. CUK, another bearish gap. Look, this is a tier 1 gap, bearish. Tier 1, remember, means you are in the batter's box. Wow, is RCL ripping right now to fill the gap? Wow. Okay, kook. We're going to be watching you. ASML, nice. Look at this nice gap. So you're at 209. It's a little bit too big for me to make it a tier 1, but beautiful weekly. I got my look at my railroad tracks on the weekly. 20, 50, bullish monthly. Pre-market, it's gapping up and a nice controlled pullback on the 15. So I got a lot of stuff to watch here today. T-Doc. What the heck is a T-Doc? It's kind of all over the place, but it looks like it's gapping up $1 or so. I've never heard of this one. We'll come back to him. YY, no pattern, but gapping up a couple bucks, no pattern at all. So we'll just move on. Earnings, G triple I, beautiful monthly 1, 2, 3. If it closed here, of course, it's only 5 days or 4 days, and really 1 day, 2 days into the month, Friday and yesterday. So you really can't count that as 1, 2, 3 yet, but it's still bullish. Nevertheless, the gap is too big. It's gapping to 50. You know, what the heck am I going to do with that? Maybe fade it. This one's gapping down a little bit. 340, nothing to do. And as you know, we'll come back and look at all these within the first 30 minutes. A coup around 57 bucks. That's a bullish chart. There's a few here that I'm putting in my new toy box. My toy box meaning it's my go-to minder when I'm looking for trades. And I got like 50 of them in there and I keep adding. But I'm adding coup to my toy box. And I'm going to add T-Doc. And there's a few more here, but let's look at them. Pan W had earnings. That's for this big volatile stock, for this to be have a relatively, well, it's gapping down, but not much at all. It's gapping down 49 cents. And so that is minor. So the people who actually sold options into this earnings are winners today. Here's a bearish gap on DLTH. Looks kind of illiquid. We'll come back to it. Fran, very bearish gap. So now you see why I wanted to look at all these gap trades first. HDS, it's a bullish gap. We'll watch it. Navi. This is nice. Look at the pre-market here. Look at that. That's a buy setup, bottoming tail, 2-bar reversal, room to go. I'm gonna put NAV in a minder. That looks pretty darn good. Oh, also, as you know, if you watched the video I sent out pre-market, here, look at Boeing. I said we're going to have a new entry for Boeing. We're going to same trade, same Friday expiration, but I'm just going to raise the strike price. And with it being up right now, I sure hope we get enough juice for this. And it's kind of spready at the open, which we always know. The midpoint, so in the video, the midpoint was 67 cents. Right now, it's only 44. But so I'm not going to rush into it. Fizzler we mentioned a possible gap and snap. It's kind of holding here, but I prefer these to be more extended than this. But buyers are stepping up right here. Cool had a bearish gap here to support. We'll come back to it. OKTA, I've never heard of this, but I'm going to add this to my playground. And I'm going to add cool. Walmart, the only reason I have it in here is because it had a nice day yesterday on some news of selling a business, but that's junk. Oh, Sogo, I'm adding this one to my playground. Look at that thing. And it's either technology or software. I looked it up on Yahoo earlier, and they're actually based in the Soho building. So maybe Soho, maybe it's one of, I think it is actually. I didn't research it enough. Maybe it's one of Soho's little spin-offs. Sogo, that could be true, but doesn't matter. But look, this is another trade Greg missed yesterday. Look at this wide range bar out of consolidation following this wide range bar and the volume. That is a beautiful trade right there. All right, everyone see Greg selling his XLK. I'm watching the markets here. I'm in no rush for new trades. So I'm going to continue. We only have a few more. ASML was a bullish gap, but you know, kind of excessive. Oh, I mentioned that one already. So this is a duplicate. SMAR, look at this new IPO. Look, I'm adding this to my toolbox. Look, on May 24.
I'm selling Apple too. I'll look to reload if it consolidates and trades above the day's high. The Shack triggered and came right back in, so nothing there, but I'm keeping an eye on Shack to see if it can stabilize.
Yeah, Shack looks great, but market pulling in here. So there's the cues, you know, small little, it's not a textbook gap and crap by any means, because a gap and crap master trader pattern, we want it to be a lot more extended, but you know, just on a shorter time frame. Like I said yesterday, the oomph was getting low.
Dan, CHRW, I think Tim pointed this out to me last week. It gapped up and it came back in. It's kind of really sloppy, messy. I think it's good for a, you know,
no, we are. Well, we already have it posted as a short equity under the lows. So it's still posted there, not triggered. But yeah, call spread also. I have no idea what this guy does, but he came out of the coma. But I don't like the way it trades. This same thing came out of the coma, AMRH. This is, you know, when I look at these patterns, they just totally, to me, look like penny stock. They're toys, you know. It's not a toy; it's my go-tos. But you know what I mean. Nothing to do there. So you see how many gapping stocks I had today? Okay, gap and crap here on HQY. I've never heard of this one. I got to add this to my Health Equity Inc. There's a lot of stocks I haven't heard of. RCL, very whippy intraday, so I wouldn't touch that right now, but it's still, this could set up to be 30-minute low. Twitter, we talked about, I have them in the other computer. Tell me what you think of this one. I've never heard of this one either. But what pattern is this on the daily? IWM is doing the best today. But anyway, the pattern here.
That's a biotech stock, Dan.
Oh, yeah, I see the word bio here, Regnant Bio. So yeah, I'm not touching it, but gapping pretty darn close to over this red bar. That's just what we call a bear trap, meaning all the bears in this red bar are now feeling pain, but I don't do bios.
By the way, I stopped out of that IBB that I picked up on Friday. It did close with a bottoming tail bar, but it's not ready. And the intradays aren't set up, and the daily has to. We get a strong close on the daily today. I'm going to buy it again because that just means that it was news related, shakeout, the big bottoming tail bar. And I'm going to go with it again because this will have repaired the damage, but it's yet to be seen that it's going to do it. So I do have that on my list as a possible play, but not likely to be until the end of the day if it shapes up.
All right, look at this, folks. Our IWM, and we entered a directional yesterday, even though we got a horrible entry, but we had to follow the rules, which was a 5-minute high. Then when it sold off, I recommended converting it to a covered call to lower the cost basis. But now as a new trade, I mean, this is breaking out to new highs now. And, the spiders are getting a little bit extended and tired, even though it just broke out yesterday. But the reason I say tired is because look where he ran from to get there, as opposed to Apple. On this day, Apple didn't have to go far to break out. See the difference? Major, major, major difference. VRX, yeah, looks fine. What do you want to do? Buy it or put spread? Put spread looks great. This Weight Watcher I had on the gap list, no great pattern, but if it closes here, that closing real body is to new highs. Let's look. Yeah, I like VRX put spread. And I like IWM put spread too, but I've been looking a lot and there's been no juice. So I would consider, 21, maybe 21.50. All right, this Boeing that I was talking about, I had it, loaded here and it's only 38 cents. So if you watch my video in the morning, you have to ask yourself, this is what's offered. I can't change reality. And it closed at 67 cents and now it's cut in half again. Is it worth 38 cents for 4 days of risk? It's not bad, but it's, it's not juicy enough for me right now. Because it's only 5% instead of closer to the 10 for 7.5. No, I'll take a look here with you. So let me look at the 21.5s on VRX. Let's try 10 days. You're only getting 21 cents for if you go all the way out to 45 days. You could do the 21. That's not bad. Let's check earnings, but July. So July is 45 days to expiration. July 21/18 is 45. $3 wide spread, 10% of $3 is what? 30 cents. So we're getting 45 cents, which is 15%. And the 21 is way down here. Your stop is going to be under yesterday's low. As long as there's no earnings, I like it, other than the 45 days. Let me check earnings. I think it had earnings recently, so we should be okay. And Yahoo's not showing it. Does anyone know when earnings are?
On what?
BRX.
August 14th.
All right, so you're fine for the Julys. I like it, Sanjay. You know, provided this bar holds here. So, but you know, this could be one scale into it. Take a 20% lot, maybe 25% lot. And what I mean by that is whatever your intended position size is, take a quarter, take a third. You know, there's no right answer. But I do like it. It's perking pretty nicely. In fact, I'm going to join you with a small lot. It's 43 cents now. I'm going to keep it at the 45. So on a tiny pullback, hopefully it'll get filled. So if I hear a ding, then that means I got filled. I'm still watching this Boeing. Look at our race here. I have in a minder. A nice gap. Look, so this is a bullish, very bullish gap. It's gapping over not only, well, you see where it's gapping, over all these pivots right here, that pivot and that pivot. And I love the leopard on the weekly. Let's see what we can get for the race horse. Greg actually had a beautiful Ferrari in the days.
I wish I still had it.
I mean, I'm a coupe guy, and that's what you had. A two-door red coupe. That's totally my style. That, and like I told you, the Aston Martin the other day.
It's an amazing car.
Did you know how to drive it properly?
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, when you know, when I was much younger, you know, I had race quarter mile car that I built, and that's why I got into fixing cars. So when I went to the Ferrari dealer, and the guy says, "Oh, you know, of course you want to test drive it, right?" I said, "Yeah, of course." So we went out. You know, today they had these paddle shifters, and when I bought that, I don't think it was 2000, and you know, had the shift on the floor. And I took him for a ride, and he was like, "Oh my God!" He was like, "You know how to drive this thing?" It was a lot of fun.
Or let me check the 125. Maybe, let's say you all know the drill. We go further out in strike price, and we take less money, but we have a bigger cushion. So we could do the 125. The lower strikes are just too spready, but you actually could do the 125s naked. So that's way the heck down here for 80 cents. Not bad. All right, so IWM looks great. We have a covered call. Kook, you know, bearish gap, but there's no setup right now. It's holding. Weight Watchers is off to the races, but no, this RCL is too spreading. Nothing there. I'm looking for a tier 1. That's gap, Sogo, nothing, nothing, nothing. Fizzler bounced back, but nothing. NAV, gap and crap. So I'm deleting him. HDS is extended, but look at beautiful weekly breakout. I'll watch him on a pullback. Fran is garbage. DLTH, garbage. Pan W, earnings. Okay, yesterday was a gap and crap on Pan W. Coup, nice gap. That's a gap and go. Here, look at the pre-market. Traded over this pre-market bullish consolidation. That's a watch on a pullback. I'm going to put that in my minder and get rid of Kook or NAV for now. So Coup is going in that window. ASNA, bearish gap, leaving that as a breakout failure, but it's on support, nothing to do. Nothing here, it's extended. YY, nothing. T-Doc, nice breakout on T-Doc. That could be a 30-minute high. It's to new highs. Checking out the puts are too spready, 10 by 60. So you would have to trade the stock if you like that. This would be a great, fantastic put candidate. Way the heck down here. 192.50. You'd have to go out 45 days. Wow, it's juicing. Hey, we might have something here, and it's an ADR, so foreign company. Let me check earnings because I otherwise like this one. Look at that VRX. I didn't get filled at the 45. See, I was being cheap and I was trying to get 2 cents price improvement, and I missed the entry. But Sanjay, see, I liked it. That was, you heard me say I liked it, and take a quarter or third lot. Hey, Greg, I think I'm going to just stop scanning and just rely on Sanjay. Is that okay?
You'll have to send him a check.
Greg, earnings ASML, please. Yahoo's not giving it to me.
718.
7/18. The expiration on July is the 20th, so no wonder they're juicing. Otherwise, I would have had a trade for us. I would have done the 190s are juicy. All right, let me go through some of, Grub alarm hit, and I was busy looking at other stuff.
It's up a lot. It looks good.
Well, so let's look at what put spread I gave. And we actually have them, well, we actually have 2 trades. All right, here, let's look at this together, folks, so we can analyze. This is in the weekly option trader. So over 110, so that hit $1.10 ago. Consider shorting this Friday, 105.100. And let's see what the juice is. Because identical analysis to what I did in the video for Boeing, we have to do right now on Grub. So you all ready for that task? The 105, we aren't going to get it. You know why? Because the 105 puts are 20 by 40 cents. So we aren't going to get anywhere near that 55 cents. So if we'd sell the 105, buy the 100s, the midpoint is only 20 cents. So that's a total no-go. So we have to, well, let me ask you all, if you watch the video, what do we do, if anything? And I just gave you one of the answers. We do nothing. But what else could we consider in adjusting our parameters for Grub? All right, I was just adjusting some of my trades. Well, yeah, so here's what I mentioned in the video. You do nothing. You wait for an intraday setup. You can adjust the strike prices and or expirations to get better juice per the pattern. And that's what it involves. So let's do exactly that. Is there a new strike that we would be happy with based on this action? And I would say, yeah, the 107s. Based on this wide range breakout, it should not come back under this 15-minute pivot. And we're only talking about Friday. So let's see what the 107s are. $107, 102, so that's still $5 wide. It's only 40 cents. So you have to ask yourself a question. Is that worth 40 cents as a new trade? It's $5 wide, so it's 8% of our spread, excuse me, spread width, which is fine. Your stop would be under this pivot. What do you think? But we actually did a covered call also in the advisory letter. Zen. Oh, Zen. Oh, you're right. Yeah, Zen triggered from yesterday. Remember, we looked at it together. And the entry was, see the high here? 50 cent. Wait, no, I gave a tighter entry than that. Yeah, 57.50, exactly. But wait a minute, I thought we gave a tighter entry. All right, I'm confusing myself now. Let me look at a 5-minute chart. Ah, yes. We decided to go over these bars. But what we could have done, Dan, look, is we could have tightened it to be over like 57.10-ish to get a better entry. But you're right. So it has triggered, but here in the green room, look at this, the 5-minute is extended now, so you would wait for a pullback and get a better entry. Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. I had to look at the chart to refresh my memory before I looked at my notes. All right, I'm just glancing over, looking at our opens now to see if, I'm looking at sectors to see what playgrounds. Look at Netflix popping. Now Netflix, Greg, and others also, I was reading in the article that it's getting added to the S&P 100 and Twitter the 500, but that's total strength right there to new highs. Uptrend on the hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, that is a beast. Look at Amazon, still strong. We're still in a half lot of Apple, that's doing totally fine. CSX, I have an alarm up and down because we have a covered call. Hey, look at our Surefly finally got off the ground. Nice, Surefly. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to look at where we are on the midpoint. We shorted the 90.85 for 65 cents. So you know what I'm going to do. Cover half and move the stop and then bid for the back half. So you all know the drill. We've been through this hundreds of times together. Well, the $90 puts are 0 by 40. Nice spread. But this is funny. The midpoint to close our 90.85 spread is a 5-cent credit, not even a debit. And that is because of the wide spreads. Do you think the market maker will fill us at a credit? That's funny. All right, so what I'm going to do is tell him just to close it at 5 cents. So nice trade there. We sat through a little bit of a pain, but it never hit our stop. Oh, I actually said close half at 30. All right. So I can't change that fact. I'm just updating this. Yeah, thanks, Dan. Here for you. Nice. You know, in the old days when we were running the advanced chat room, we had, 130 people in there, and we had great people finding trades, and we were so active in that room because we obviously taught most of them or some derivative thereof. And so they knew what to look for. So it's like we had 125 little soldiers out there looking for these patterns with us. Hey, our Moss came back, so now we can move stop break even. But let me go through these a little bit quicker now. Facebook, we still have a half lot. Square, I think we took we met our target yesterday. Roku, we added yesterday, and that's looking good. Tesla, we canceled because we didn't get our credit, and we didn't want to sit through the news. IWM doing great. We have a covered call. LOGM, we have a short under the base that's still valid. CHRW. CMG, look, remember we were talking about, a put spread plus a directional. That looks fantastic. Look, you have a nice 15-minute wide range bar from a base. That looks great. I'm going to put that in a window. Intuit, we sold half, but we've capped our gains here, unfortunately. So that was one. Remember, I was supposed to do a lesson on offensive rolling. Offensive. It's look at that 15-minute chart, and an hourly would be very bullish too. All right, Zen, we talked about H, the hotel. We have a covered call. That's doing good. Zebra, we're still in, and that's fine. Spotify, look at that, nice. We have a put spread there. Apple half. We're not in, but I was watching this one yesterday, so it's still in my window. Q's, obviously, we have a covered call and put spread. A cake covered call, that's coming back to life. That's good. All right, any questions, folks? So S-fly's gone, RE's gone. Moss, I'm gonna move stop, break even. Our condor on RTN is still fine. Day by day, it's a ticking clock. We just want him to stay sleeping until expiration. Then we don't care what it does. So our Moss is 15 cents now. Let's actually close half there. Why not? Or rather, I'm going to say, I'm still watching this VRX. I like it. Ah, look at the market ripping. Nice. Shat, there you go. Remember WWE? Got a put spread there. I said bid 15 cents to close.
Damn, Pat, you more than doubling your money all the time.
Wow, nice. All right, Boeing here acting better, but it's, you know, the discussion we had, is it worth, you know, the reduced credit again? I'm just adjusting some of these. Greg, we need some more trades in the weekly. We're getting kind of light there.
Patterns are not a problem. It's premium.
Well, so let's take a look at this Boeing again. Well, we're going to get less than this morning even. But now,
Shaq's gonna run.
but
Run.
yeah, but this morning, even in the video, I said we're going to raise it to the 252.5. But what about now raising it to 355? Tell me what you think of this. Boeing, Friday, 355, 347.5 for 54. What do you think of that?
You asking me?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Huh?
I didn't know who you were directing the question to.
Well, to you for starters, and then everyone also.
I think it's fine as long as it doesn't go down. You know, who the hell knows?
Well, I'm asking you, do you think that's a good reward to risk? Here's my 355 strike. Uptrend, power, gap, held higher low, power. Friday expiration.
If it meets your rule as far as premium to whatever the percentage is, 10%, and it's till Friday.
It's not, because that would be, we would need 75 cents, but it's 55, but it's only 4 days, not 10. So I'm okay with the premium. 55 on a 75 is fine.
Okay. I mean, will it go back down? Who the hell knows? I mean, it gapped up. It wouldn't go down before. So it's a trade.
All right, cool. Let's do it. That's 55 now. Look at this CMG. We should have done a directional on that. Just small shares. All right, now it's 60 cents. All right, that's better because we got a little pullback. So good. I like 60 better. Now it's 63. Hey, see if we can get price improvement here. Yeah, let's come in. So let's call it 65. Okay, cool. Yeah. And you can even, just do small lots and that's how you scale in. And then if it turns ugly, you don't add to it. And if it just, keeps coming in nicely and gets you a nice setup, then you can add some more.
So it's a swing, David. But I'm wondering now. I mean, could be day trade. You never know. It looks like a swing setup here, but of course I'm giving it pretty big stop. But I'll tell you, there had to have been a pretty large sell order lurking for that to go up, because I had the order to buy it as posted, but I got filled at 61.99. So which means there were the orders that went ahead of mine and triggered, and that sell order came in and knocked it back down. And I got that price improvement without really wanting it, so to speak. Meaning there should have been so many buy orders that maybe I would have got filled a little worse, and it kept running. That doesn't mean it won't go up. It just means that in the moment there had to be, a seller lurking above there.
Yep, we knew this pattern yesterday on CMG. We knew it. We were also looking at, look at that, ISRG we were looking at also, and I would have pulled the trigger on that, but it was too spready. In CMG, I think we just weren't getting enough juice, but it's not like we were afraid of the patterns. right, Facebook, we made our target on the weekly. So nice on that trade. Kook. Yeah, it's still definitely a watch. Yeah. So then you drill down to a 5-minute. Still no great entry, but it's still worth watching. I agree.
Alex, I wouldn't short it here. The CLO. It's right near that prior low. And it's kind of, if you look at the 24-hour chart, it's kind of like grinding up. So you can see even on the 5-minute, it's near this support here. So I'd wait a little while and see if this thing shapes up a little later in the afternoon.
RCL call spread. If there's no earnings, we're going to do the July. Let me check earnings, and then no earnings, then we got to trade. July 30. So we're good. All right. So the 110, 115. July. And it's so close to the low. Let's just wait for the low.
It often is, and it can be confusing too, Alex. But it's when they come into alignment is where things, they tend to move better. But in any event, just looking at the day chart, it was still near the prior low, and it is extended from the 20 MA on, the day chart. So, it's not the best scenario or pattern to short it at that moment. Not that it won't shape up. I mean, the odds are with it going lower. XLF doesn't look like a big deal on the daily chart, but it is weak intraday here. It hasn't broken below the low of the day, but it can't go up, and that might help put a cap on the market moving up, especially the spiders. They look good, but XLF and the financials might start dragging it down. Yeah, I think that could be an afternoon trade, Sanjay.
Oh, had my mic off. I have thumbnails here, CMG, VRX, and Race. They're all doing great. Apple, Google, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, all doing good. Tesla's the lagging one today. IWM still doing great. Look at CMG go. Visa kind of stalled. MA getting extended. Our Hyatt doing well. Nice VRX, Sanjay. KMB, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call it, what doesn't matter what we call it, but it's, yeah, it's bearish consolidation. Absolutely, in a downtrend, wide range bar breakdown. Yeah, I like it. Yes, I do. I'll watch it too. And I'll set an alarm. And I'll set at 100.80. Google, we met our target yesterday, so we have no trade there. Netflix, you know, can't chase it. Apple, we have a half lot. Tommy's bear put spread not doing so well. Amazon getting extended.
That VRX was already moving, Sanjay, and I looked at it and was like, how can you enter this? I would think that that 15-minute bar was already in place, that big giant one. That's a bit, granted, it's a big move. And not that any of us know what it's going to do, but the majority of time, my experience is that if you would have bought that thing, and let's say you just got filled at 2270, it was moving. I think that later today, you'll probably be able to get in at the same price or better price with a smaller stop.
Our SPWR stopped out. And that was based on a bullish monthly. It must be getting drugged down by Fizzler. But, you know, our loss, we kept it to the 2-to-1, which is, and the thing went way against us. So see, we've never taken a maximum loss on a credit spread. IYT, remember it looked great at the highs yesterday, but we were talking about all the topping tails and resistance. Airlines coming in again. They're still junk. Nothing to do there. Glad the premium wasn't there. We might have got sucked into some. Let me look. I'm just updating some things here. Milan, yeah, now see, that's a bull flag consolidation. I like that, but it's biotech, and here's a beautiful breakdown failure on the weekly. See that? And you have a nice controlled 15-minute pullback. The pattern's perfect for it. So you just need to decide now, Sanjay, do you want to trade a bio? And are you getting good credit for the strikes selected? But the pattern looks great. The market coming in a little bit right now. That's the biggest red bar after making a new high. So I'd chill a little bit right now. Like just put it in a little 5-minute, and this thing's not budging, right? So that's relative strength. I just took a little more profit on some of my Q's positions there. RCL. Yep, sure did. Took out the entry was 102.20, the day's low when I posted it. So the answer is yes. I'm sorry, 102.10, my bad. All right, so the 110, 115. look at Tesla tanking. Well, let's close our weekly Apple put spread. The midpoint is 3 cents right now. Let's just, kill it.
What's up with these cruise lines today? They all got hit.
They hit an iceberg.
What happened?
They hit an iceberg.
All of them.
Yep.
Seriously, Norwegian is down too. NCLH.
Well, we picked on the best one. Imagine that.